Well, I'm here today. Today is September the 23rd, and my granddaughter Emmy just called she has a project that she needs to do for school. And I told her, Grandma's just going to give you what you see is what you get. I'm not going to put no makeup on. I'm not going to wash my hair this morning, still conditioning. So she's just going to take it as it is. And I'm going to tell you a little story about my chickadees, about Tiara, Emmy, and Aaron. And those are my three older grandchildren. And we live in Portland, Oregon. And I just told her I wanted to reach to that phone and snatch her up because she's always been my last minute child. Last minute to do this, last minute to come out of the house, last minute to get into the car, last minute out of the tub. She never wanted to get out of that tub. That water be freezing and she'll still want to stay in that tub. But I'm going to tell you about, I guess, the best part for me and my three chickadees is that we have wonderful Christmases. So I'm going to show you some pictures as they grow up, as they come along in age, but they're mostly, all of them are when they were still controlled. I could still snatch them up and catch them. I can't snatch them up and I can't catch them anymore. So I'm going to show you pictures of my babies when they were little. And my niece Karina is sitting there filming me, so that's what we're going to get. So it might be shaky, it might be hearing there. So I'm going to show you a picture of Tiara and Emmy, or do I call you Monique? Well, we call her Emmy. We don't call her Monique or Taryn, but we call her Monique, Emmy. And this is when they came for Christmas, right here. Can you zoom in on that and get it? This is them. Can you zoom in?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's me when I was younger, a little less thickness on the sides. Their daddy, and then there's Tiara and Emmy. Okay. And this is and then we were kind of decorating for them. This is when they're getting actually ready to leave. Can you get that?
I got it.
Okay. So they're getting ready to leave, and those are my little babies. And they used to come every summer and spend time with us. And of course, here's Aaron, their little brother. This is Aaron, their little brother. And the banister, turn around and show the banister over there, Cuddy. You show the banister. That's the banister. That's the famous old banister that's never been done for the last 20-something years of this house. Every one of them have slid down it, stood on it, fallen off of it, all come out with all 5 fingers and all 5 toes. They're all still living, so we're all good. But that banister's been famous for these kids growing up. Here's Emmy. They don't want to go. They're getting ready to leave because Christmas is basically over, and we had basically picked up everything for Christmas. And so they're getting ready to go. And here's Emmy. She's jumping off the front of the porch. We now have a rail there, so she can't. And she was upset when we put that rail up. I want you guys to know that. But she didn't want that rail up because it prevented her from jumping off that porch. And then here she is again, running like an airplane. Tiara and Aaron, I want you to know, are upstairs in the attic, in the cubby hole. They're hiding. They're under blankets because they did not want to go home. But Emmy, she kind of would go like, that's 4 minutes?
She said you can go over.
Oh, I'm sorry. So they always were trying to go. I mean, those two always wanted to stay longer, but they were always getting ready to go home. Here's Tiara. She's age 5. Emmy, who they call Mo, and she's 2.5. And then Aaron right here, he's 11 months old. And these are my chickadees. These are my babies. I tell you, I love those guys so much. When they were little and growing up, we always did this thing about being when they would start cutting up, I had Mr. Spoon. I know corporate punishment and all that stuff, but I had Mr. Spoon. When they didn't want to listen to Grandma, they would have to talk to Mr. Spoon, and Mr. Spoon hurt. Grandma didn't hurt. She would just talk to them and make them get time out. But if they didn't want to listen, they would get Mr. Spoon. But I think maybe Aaron was the only one that got Mr. Spoon. You saw him on the rail. Here's a picture of when the kids are older. This is Tiara. And this is Emmy right here. And this is Aaron. And this is when we were remodeling upstairs. This is my son. This is their Uncle Michael, who passed away. But this picture, they just adored Uncle Michael. So that's why I'm showing you that one. And they had come for the summer, and they never wanted to go home. But aren't they cute? Aren't those the precious little babies you've ever seen? I just love this picture. And it says, I love you to the moon and back. And that's what Michael would always tell them. And I just love that picture. I says, we were just getting into doing our house, and those kids are just so cute. And here's one that their mama sent me. This is Tiara. Tiara is 5 years old. Aaron is 2.5, and Emmy is 3.5. Those are my little precious babies. But anyway, they used to come and spend the summer with us. And when they would cut up, I would tell them that Grandma Witch, don't make Grandma Witch come out, because they would always be fooling around with me and didn't think I could catch them, but I could catch them. I can't catch them now, I got a bad hip. But I would go around and chase those kids like crazy, and I'd say, come here, my pretty. Grandma loves you. And I says, don't make Grandma Witch come out, and we would play games, cute games like that. But so Emmy, I think you got your 4.5 minutes or more. And I love you, and good luck on your project. Bye, mija.